Good morning, welcome to the Auto-Trail Tracker RB handover instructional video. So walking around the outside, we've got the 2.3 150 manual folding wing mirrors that are electrically operated from inside. The mains plug goes into that little area there. This is a storage area, so if you press the little buttons in, you'll see you've got a storage area for maybe your mains cables and some belongings. Just locks with the one key that does all the external lockers for the vehicle. We have your wastewater outlet that just empties by turning the handle just there, and that's the grey water that goes down the sink and the shower just there. Behind the main wheel and under the fresh water tank, simply just use the key again to undo the water. Fill it up with a normal hose pipe. Underneath that we have the external shower point, does both hot and cold once you set your temperature of your water inside, and then below that is your drain for your fresh water. So your blue one is your fresh water drain. You can see on the roof there we have an aerial. That is a MaxView Gazelle aerial, picks up digital signals. To the rear of the vehicle, again, the key for the external locker areas will get into your spare wheel. That's located just underneath there. And we have a total Witter tow bar fitted to the bottom of the vehicle, just there with the electrics if needed. Behind, on the passenger side, we've got an external barbecue point, and then we've got access to the underneath of the vehicle, and again by pressing the buttons and lifting it up, securing it in with the stay, just like that, we have access to your under storage area. So we have your carpets here. Customers fitted an additional main socket just there, and to the left hand side we have your drain valve for your boiler. So in the down position like it is now, it will allow you to fill up the water heater quite comfortably. When you want to empty it, you flick that up and water will empty out underneath. To close it again will stop the water from coming out underneath the vehicle. So that is your drain down for the boiler. So main points, fresh water drain, wastewater drain, and then boiler drain just located there. To the side of that is your flue for the boiler. Please don't touch this when it's on and it's operating, because it is quite warm, and please don't hang anything from it. In front of that we've got your toilet cassette, and again we've got the push fits to get you into there, and simply lift it up, empty it, and then push it back in just like that, making sure that that is in the right position and is locked in place. Fridge vents located just there, and this is using the Thule Omnister awning. I'll send you a separate awning video on how to use that. We've got the gas locker, which again using the key, and then by twisting the locks will allow you then to store 2 gas bottles side by side. You'll need to obviously supply your own gas bottles, and you will need to buy a pigtail for the regulator, which is mounted just there. To close it, twist both sides and then use your key to operate it there. We do have an external awning light that's turned on from the main control panel, and then we have your diesel filler point just located just there. The engine batteries and all the Fiats are located underneath the seats, and you will also find there's a toolkit underneath that passenger area there. We have a passenger airbag storage area just underneath there, cup holders low down, and the bonnet release catch, which can be found by just pulling the lever just there. The vehicle is fitted with Remy cab blinds, and they're concertina blinds that just magnetise on both there, and by pinching the button together will close on the front window as well. All the rest of the windows when I go inside have flash screens and blinds on them too. Yeah, so that's a quick walk around on the outside of the vehicle. Let's move to the inside. On the door itself you've got a bin and a blind, and also a fly screen, which is part of the standard door specification. Moving to the inside, we have a main control panel located just above the door, your Truma heater system to the right of the door, and then one important bit is you have the main Sergeant unit. Now you can turn the actual lights, the pump, the vehicle choice of battery off either on this control panel here or on that control panel there. The main master shut is here, and the other thing to remember is to the right of it you have these 4 buttons, quite clearly marked. So your charger, if that's not lit up and pressed in, you'll not charge up the leisure battery. Your space heater, so that is your blown air heating, and then your water heater, which is obviously your water heating. Below that you have your main RCD box and your test button, which is the little yellow button to tell you whether you're getting mains to the vehicle. To the left hand side of that we've got your fuses. So again, that's all the fuses. Refer to your handbook to tell you what they are. And just underneath that you've got a little USB charging point. So like I said, your lights will turn off either by the button here or by a similar button just on this control panel up here. This is your awning light, your pump and your battery choice. Now we do always tell you to use the battery on the vehicle, leisure battery at all times. So by pressing the buttons here, I'll just make it sure that you can see it. We have a navigation button. So up and down will take you through your leisure battery, vehicle battery, tank, fresh tank level sensor, waste tank level sensor, what current pull is coming out of the battery, solar charge to leisure, external temperatures, it's a cold morning this morning, tank heaters, whether you want to heat the tanks or not, clock settings, alarm settings, alarm off, and then back through then to your event settings. Again, if you want to go into that, use your manual to explain this further, and then that will take you back to your main control panel, giving you your options from there. So quite a simple operation, but remember that you can turn it off at the main control panel there, or you can use the same button here. Just make sure that you turn when you're not using the vehicle for any length of time. You can hit the shutdown button and that will turn it off. And just make sure that the relevant switches, you'll see they'll illuminate when you switch them on and illuminate when you turn them off. The lights will turn off individually, and there are designated light switches around the vehicle which will turn off several different lights from the front and the back area. Same in the kitchen. Again, it's a case of working out which lights work which, and we've got a microwave which is only operational once we are turned on to mains electric power. Above in the kitchen we've got a fan which turns on. Again, you've got to remember on these to just open the roof light, which you do by twisting the button, and that will allow you to bring the air out of the vehicle or the air into the vehicle. To turn the unit off, press the button, allow the fan to stop, and then simply twist the lever to close the roof light. Make sure that all the roof lights are closed before driving off, as well as securing all the windows. The windows simply close with the stays, and they have fly screens and blinds, which are the Remis type, on all the windows throughout the vehicle, so they're exactly the same. The cupboard catchers, just literally pull it down, which will release a little fit in there, and we've got glass cup holders in here. Again, moving along, plenty of storage throughout the vehicle, including the over cab area, which on this one is the low line version, so it is cupboarded. You can get these available in a high line version as well. And we have the big opening roof light, which is also blind and ventilated. To open that, you need to operate the little winding, but please release both of the window stays to do that. The door itself, I mentioned, it has a blind in it. That simply just pulls up, and we have storage at the side just here. There is, on this particular model, storage underneath, and simply the bed just pulls across to make up into that bed area. So this seat slides across, that seat slides across, and your bed is transverse on this particular one. It doesn't have the seat belt, so it is only a 2 travelling seat belted vehicle as you see it today. We have the table, which is fully removable by undoing the little screw down at the bottom, and there's a fire extinguisher there. The seats do swivel, the captain seats, and you'll see them in the lounge position at the moment. You just swivel it round, and to release it from its driving position, it's this little movement here. So you just pull that back, and that will release it round. It only locks in place when it is forward facing, and please make sure that you slide it away from the handbrake when you're going round. We have some additional fuses just located down there behind the driver's seat as well. On the cab itself, we've got the steering wheel controls. It's a 6-speed manual gearbox. We have traction plus, hill descent, the lock button, hazard lights, and the integrated multimedia system here with the navigation, Bluetooth, and the radio option. Your electric windows for the drivers are located here, and the little switch above does the mirrors. To the right, we have the windscreen wipers, and on the end of the stalk, we have the trip counter, one that's often missed by customers, just on the end of here. On this side, on the lower position, we have the speed limiter and the cruise control. On the higher position, we have the lights that are located and the indicators just there. Moving back towards the kitchen. So once you've filled up your fresh water and you've closed your drain valve on your boiler, we'll tell you to turn the tap, which is obviously clearly marked, to the hot position. Lift it up, and once the pump's on, water will run at a steady stream. Now you can remove that, which will show you your draining area. Once you've got a steady stream of water, we would tell you then to go to your control to control the water heating position on the boiler. Now you can run this system without having water in, so it is also possible to do that, and I'll show you the boiler last. The cooker on the hot trail is a 3-burner gas and a 1 electric. It is just like a manual unit that you have at home. So we have a grill at the top with an igniter and a light at the bottom for the oven, which again has the igniter option there. You'll see it's clearly marked on each of the dials telling you which one is for which operation. Please be careful on the electric one to let it fully cool down before you close the lid. The same applies with the gas, otherwise you will end up smashing that lid there. In the cupboard, again, we've got some more plate holders and cup holders, and we have a whole host of manuals with this particular vehicle, both in here and in the outside gas locker area. We have the little switch to turn on the aerial, which is located just there, and the dial to either reduce or increase the actual strength of the signal. Behind is the fridge. So you'll just see when the fridge is on, I've turned it on just to show you that it does light up. To turn it on, it's the little button at the top here. So we've just turned it back off. So to turn it on, you just simply press the button and the light will appear on. Your option choices come up on the side here now. So to turn it around, we have a button, a grey button in the middle here. We press and hold it, it will allow you to then change the power source, which we do by using the arrows at the side. So vehicle battery when the engine's running, gas when we're not hooked up to mains, and mains power. Once you've decided what you want, press it again and it will change to the temperature that you want it to be in the fridge, so you can either reduce or increase the cooling element to it. To turn the unit off, press and hold that button with the light on again, and you will see it will go out, and you will also see that the lights go out underneath. We have a freezer compartment and a large fridge compartment there with 2 separate shelves on the door. To the right hand side of it, we have your freestanding table. That is just located there. It's pretty self-explanatory, just pulls out and the stores away nice and neatly. Please make sure that it is locked in place just by pressing that button before you're travelling away from the vehicle. Into the bathroom area, we have a separate shower unit with a hanging rail. Just pushes in and pushes in. We have the mixer tap just there and your shower head just located there. Make sure again that the doors are set in the position for travelling and it magnetises in. We also have a light switch just on here, which does the lower level light. You've also one of them in the front area. We then go to the toilet. So the toilet has a slide valve, which allows you to open access to the toilet cassette and then close it when you want to empty the toilet. When the toilet is full, it will have a red indicator on there telling you that it's full, and to press flush with your pump turned on, so you must have your pump turned on, you press the blue button in the middle. That will allow water to come from your freshwater tank to the toilet. There isn't a separate rinse on this particular tank, so there will be no need for the pink chemical. You can get the spray to do that. We've got storage underneath there, and your sink plug just clips in place. And here we have again storage just side of the mirror. A couple of switches to remember, just here for the shower and the actual unit. Cup holder there, and we are utilising the hecky, which we'll need to press in and lift up to open and ventilate the toilet area. Make sure that it clips over, and again on here you have a fly screen and a blind located just on the mesh. Same as the unit, slightly bigger one. This is the midder, so again make sure that the bar is pressed over the button when travelling. We have a rear TV position just mounted up here, and then to the side of it we've got storage, and that looks like the access for a Wi-Fi system just up there. To the right hand side, again by opening the cupboards, they are quite stiff, but that's to make sure that they don't open in transit. Just give them a firm press to do that. And then again we've got access to wardrobe areas either side and shelving units. Just make a note to shut them and close them when you're travelling off, and that will allow you to do that. Underneath the bed, so again we have a sliding bed option, so if you just help it up just there and then give it a little push in, it will allow you to just sit the bed up during the day just like that, to give a better access around the bed area. Again we've got storage underneath, above on both sides, and again to the right hand side of it, hanging space, lower hanging space down here, and drawer areas just in front of the bed area itself. Does come with carpets, and I know we've seen that previously in the vehicle. They're just stored underneath the bed. And again a large storage area with your sink plug just located there, and access for all your items just in there. The TV is fitted as standard. It's an Avtec TV. You'll have to turn it on using the control panel or the remote control. Also you've got the manual options underneath, but you can see it's operating and it's working. To turn the unit off, simply press the button off, and that will nicely go up there and just hold in place just like that. Lastly but not least, we've got the heating system. So I've had it running for a little while, just as it's quite a cold morning here in Bury, and we've got the options here which I'll run through with you. It is always very important with the heating system that you plug the vehicle into mains, or you turn the gas on and you turn the appropriate switch on in the main control panel back under here. Just recapping, for either your space heater or your water heater. If you don't, the system will trip and you'll have to wait to reset the system. So make sure the power's plugged in before you turn it on. Likewise, before you're leaving, turn this unit off first before you turn your power off. Just a little tip, but you'll find it very useful. So click the button, it'll go into the next screen. So the next screen along will show you 4 options. We've got a motorhome flashing, we've got a water temperature, we've got a power source, and we've got a fan source. So the first thing I always do is I always go to the fuel source, depending on what I have. So you turn the little dial at the bottom here to get you onto the option that you want. So you can see you'll have 5 options. So we have electric 2 kilowatts, electric 1 kilowatt, mixture of gas and 2 kilowatt electric, mixture of 1 kilowatt electric and gas, and then gas only. The reason I turn it onto this first is to stop it from tripping when I select what I want it to operate. So then I'll come to the actual temperature in the vehicle. And again, by using the little dial at the bottom, this will then turn and move the temperature. Here's hoping we have a nice summer next year and you don't have any heating on. But if it's like today, you'll want it as warm as possible, or whatever you're comfortable with. Once you've decided, just press the button. The next option along is your water heater. So you can either have it off if you don't want to put water in for a day trip out. Eco, which is going to get the water to about 40 degrees, but slowly. Hot, which is going to get your temperature to 60 degrees. And then you have a boost function. So the boost function takes all the power away from the heating to concentrate on the hot water. So you might use this to get the water up to temperature as quick as possible if it's warm outside, or after a shower if you've used all your hot water, just to give you that boost back up if the vehicle's already warm. If you're wanting to warm the actual vehicle itself, it's a little fan at the end there. And again, you'll see that we have a boost function. Now the boost function only works when the heating's been on for about a couple of minutes and the fan is running. Otherwise, you will have the option of Eco, which will slowly get you up to temperature, and High, which will get you up fast. If you're wanting to do both options for hot water and heating, the best option is to do it on High and hot on your water, so that they're equally putting power to either source. Your quickest, most powerful function to get you up to temperature on anything will be a mix 2. So 2 kilowatts electric if you plugged into mains, and the gas option. That is the quickest way. Once you're up to temperature, you can maintain it then via the electric option if you're paying for electric, or obviously if you're not, then the gas function will work simply on its own. To turn off the unit, we can turn everything off just there. And you'll see that it'll leave the lights just there. So again, we want to turn off the space heater if we're not using it. We're plugged into main, so if you're leaving it charged up at home, you can leave the charger unit on. And again, you can leave the main button on. If you want to power everything down, you'll hit that button just there, and everything will go off to the vehicle completely. Turn it back on, press start, press your main power, and everything will come back to life. I hope that answers all your questions. I hope you found the video informative and will help you along your journey into enjoying your Tracker RB. We look forward to any comments and feedback, but more importantly, we look forward to enjoying your new adventures. Thank you.